All right. Seems like I've been gone for a while because I didn't do a show yesterday. I feel like I just disappeared. But my wife's in the hospital, so family always comes first. Family always comes first.
100%. What's up with your wife? How's she
She
feeling?
had a procedure done. It was a pre operation thing, so it wasn't like we had to go out of nowhere. It was planned for Monday. So she had to get an operation on the leg. Went well, went awesome. And of course, I'm not going to take a chance do a live show while she's in there. That's not a good thing. So
yeah, it'd be funny live from the hospital room. That'd be something.
You know what the problem is? I was at the hospital, right? They have hospital internet, and I went to log in their internet, and their internet was so bad that I had to do cell sites. And the thing is about the hospital, you're not allowed to be in a visitor room. You actually have to leave
because of the whole lockdown and
yeah. You're not allowed to. Yeah, once you check her in and once they call her back, you actually have to leave. So I was basically like hanging out in the garage. I went to get some food to get a phone call. It's kind of weird. It's so weird, I mean, it feels like you should be there, but you can't. Everything's gonna go fine, but back in your mind, you're like, I should be there, but 100%. You're not allowed to be there.
Are parents even allowed to be there anymore for the birth of kids?
That's a good question.
I don't even think the mom and dad are allowed to be there.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's the only reason why I actually shaved because I don't want to make sure that if I have to stay there, something goes wrong, I don't have to worry about shaving. So I just shaved everything off. And then somebody saw me shave when I did the pig video. They're like, dude, why'd you shave? You look ugly. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. So my wife's in the hospital, all right? I shave so I don't have to shave. It's like,
oh my gosh.
I know, all right? Get a life. So no, this is awesome. Hey guys, everybody's out there who's going to be watching. Tonight's going to be awesome. And tomorrow, guys, I don't know if you're watching this on the Gypsy Road channel or the Horror Talk channel, but if you're watching it on the Horror Talk channel, Facebook, DLive, Twitch, Twitter, tomorrow is going to be an awesome Bigfoot show because we got some confirmed guests and we might have some surprises. Confirmed guests, Tiva TV is going to be on there, which Bigfoot was with them before. And we're going to be talking Bigfoot, some UFOs, because in 2021, there's been a spike in UFOs and Bigfoot. Is there a connection? And we're gonna talk to everybody and find out through everybody, what do they think? Is there a connection? So it's going to be neat. It's going to be fun. I'm more the merrier. If more Bigfoot people, because I email a couple people myself, they all say yes. Hey, I can have 9 people on the air.
Heck yeah, that would be awesome. If we have to, I'll jet to your house. I'll hop on your screen with you, and then we'll get another one in. We'll have everybody link up. But Tipa TV, I'm really looking forward to it.
Put your sunglasses back on. I'm having to look into your eyes. Haunts my soul.
Oh my gosh!
All right, is that better? Is that better? All right.
Oh boy! But yeah, I'm really excited about tomorrow because Tipa TV is doing great things with their channel. A bunch of paranormal research. Yes. Plus, they have a show every Wednesday called Learning Bigfoot. I'm pretty sure they have a show at 5 o'clock, so they're going to do it's
3 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
They're coming on my show, and then they're going to be doing their own show. And that's exactly why I want them on, because they do not just Bigfoot, they do UFOs. So it's kind of cool to get a different perspective of everything. That's what I love about that.
They were just invited to the next Bigfoot Odyssey 168, that they go down to Florida for 168 hours and they investigate and they film a documentary. So Tipa TV's got their feet on the doormat. So, it's going to be an honor to just chop it up. And we actually linked up with a couple other, Bigfoot, big names. So I'm really looking forward to it. Awesome. Shout out Long Island Bigfoot. Shout out Hidden Relief Tristan. It's his birthday today. I actually went to the movies and saw Old with him. We had to see the Shyamalan twist. And then The Walking Legend. And The Walking Legend and I today, we stopped by the Nuke Silos. And I took some pictures of him and for him right next to the Freddy Krueger mural and the Jason mural. And I don't know if you remember, Eric, that Michael Myers mural that I went up to. It was actually painted over. It's a Grim Reaper now, but oh my gosh, it hurt my soul, man.
How do you paint over Michael Myers? That's I don't get it. Chris Hurley wrote, and the movie Pig. That was a good movie. Of course, this show is not about Pig, but guys, let me tell you in the chat real quick. Pig is good. I'm telling you guys right now. I know on surface, it sounds weird. That, a movie about Nicolas Cage gets knocked out. They kidnap his pig. He goes to Portland, underground fight world. It sounds bonkers, but take out the bonkers, guys. Pig is worth it. I mean, it really is worth it. There is such a horror element in the movie that it's different. It's a real horror. So if you haven't seen Pig, guys, I'm telling you, it's Nicolas Cage without going crazy Nicolas Cage. I mean, it's hard to explain because on the surface it just sounds crazy. And the thing is, the movie starts off really quickly, and it's just like I'm thinking artsy kind of film's going to be like a little, artsy, but this movie's not. This movie's far away from artsy than you can be, but it's technically considered an art indie film because it's done by a first-time director. That's what's weird. The movie is done by a first-time director, and he nailed it.
100%. That's inspirational, man. Just put together the right project, the right team, and you can have a monumental masterpiece that will live forever. Because Pig will live forever. I'll watch that in 10 years from now and still pick up new things, man. That movie hit me on multi levels. It was monumental.
I don't want to tell anybody about it. That's why I'm not getting into
real quick of the walking legend. This is what I took today. See that Freddy Krueger mural?
That's beautiful.
That's pretty sick. And then let me show one more. And this was the same one that was on the cover of the newspaper. The walking legend and Jason.
That's
and then
awesome.
Michael Myers was painted over. I'll show you that. If anybody remembers what it actually looked like, now that's what it looks like now. And it's a Grim Reaper. And you can see Snoopy laying on a pumpkin too. And that place is really cool. I'm going to read a couple chapters of my book there and, get away. It's super cool.
And that's awesome. Now, and guys, if you like music videos, I did one on a song that nobody saw it coming, and my brother just emailed me and said, like, dude, that's the funniest shit that I've seen. I made a Freddy Krueger music video with Debbie Gibson, Only in My Dreams. It's all about having fun, people. It's all about having fun.
The walking legend said he loved that. He walks all around town for hours, and he said he watched that just on loop. He was very thankful, and he loves your music videos, bro.
He does.
And keep switching it up, man. He loves how you keep him on his toes. The walking legend knows.
Well, the song was like Only in My Dreams. I thought, dude, that's perfect for Freddy Krueger, because I was thinking about doing a music video for M. Night Shyamalan. I was thinking, and I saw Debbie Gibson Only in My Dreams. I go, it doesn't work for him, but it works for Freddy.
100%. And hey, it lives on for the horror talk, man, because Freddy will creep his way into pretty much every episode and your dreams.
I mean, guys, now M. Night Shyamalan, and we thought for the hell of it, because the movie Old came out, we thought for the hell of it, we'll kind of do our own little top 10 rankings of all his movies, be kind of fun. We're going to go back and forth because we both saw Old, and what I gather from the Bigfoot is that we both enjoyed it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's, well, you'll see on my list when I say where I put it at. It was interesting, has some good stuff. It's he found his groove back, because he did lose his groove for a while, and you saw him get his groove back when he did a movie like The Visit, which The Visit was decent, and it's good to see him back where kind of like where he belongs, because there was a time where M. Night Shyamalan kind of thought that he's going to be like Steven Spielberg. He could do everything. And I'm not saying he can't, but when he kind of left his genre, I never seen The Last Airbender because I never seen the cartoon, but I heard from a lot of people it was garbage. And, you know, I heard from a lot of people that I saw After Earth. I just thought After Earth, you know, not Mel Gibson, freaking Will Smith was trying to do too many movies with the son, producing too many movies with the son. I was thinking that it really wasn't M. Night Shyamalan when I thought that movie could have been better. I thought it was too much interference with Will Smith trying to make it his movie when he was striking. I'm just guessing. But I think he is back. And when you're good at something, you know, there's no reason. You could try other movies, but there's no reason to leave your main genre. You know, for example, James Wan went out and did Aquaman and made the first $1 billion movie for DC. His next movie coming out is back in the old days horror movie. You know, he knows what got him there, and he has not left the genre, even though he made a big budget and he is making a second one, but he still sticks to the format that got him there because you're good at it.
100%. Malignant is going to be really dark and scary too. I'm super excited. But yeah, I saw Last Airbender. I didn't watch much of the anime of it, so I didn't have that emotional tie and actually see the best of the best. So I just watched it as a fantasy movie, and it was good enough for me. You know, it had magic and airbending and a bunch of elements, and it was interesting. Nicola Peltz, she was also in the Bates Motel series, so I was always a big fan of her. And then she was in Transformers. But yeah, it was pretty average. And After Earth, I enjoyed After Earth because, again, I like the science and adventure. I liked it for Jaden Smith. Will Smith played a bunk role. You know, it really didn't even have to be him. They could have just gave the opportunity to some other young actor to play his dad. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Of course, Will Smith just gets injured and just lays around that whole movie. But it was fun for me. But yeah, those ones don't crack my top 10.
I think I gave Jaden Smith a bad rap in a way because when they remade the Karate Kid with him, and Will Smith, of course he was involved, and I loved Jackie Chan playing, you know, Miyagi and stuff. But the biggest problem I had with the remake Karate Kid, I mean, not because it was taking over the original, is Karate Kid movie is about the special technique to win a fight. I mean, that's, right. The crane, like in the Karate Kid. Okay, now the biggest problem I had with the remake was when you saw the first Karate Kid. I know, guys, this is a horror movie. The Karate Kid, you know, he does this, you know. In the remake fucking Karate Kid, like one leg, he jumps in a circle to win the fight. And I'm sitting there like, there's no fucking way a regular person could do that. I mean, there's just no way. And I felt like, you know, it pissed me off because a special move should be like something you feel you could do, right?
Right.
We all felt like we could do the crane. We all went outside and tried to go do the crane, like. But the fucking special move they did in that Karate Kid move was like, come on, man. Pick a move that I can at least try. I can't flip upside down. So it pissed me off, and I didn't care for his career. I'm bad. I'm older now, but it just pissed me off. But here we go. We're gonna rank down our favorite like top 10, and what I'll do is I'll start with my 10 and his 10, and we'll kind of see where we at in our list, and it'd be kind of fun and interesting. Like for me, I have my list here. I wrote it down. I mean, I kind of know what it is. Because I'm curious, because everybody likes movies differently, and I want to see how different our movie taste is.
100%.
My number 10 is, like I said, Airbender. Now that's on here because I didn't do all 14. I just did top 10. So number 10 on my list is Lady in the Water. I mean, I don't know if my expectations was too high at that moment because it was during his earlier careers with all the other movies. The Lady in the Water just didn't do it for me. Ron Howard's daughter was in it. I don't know. It didn't connect with me. So that's my number 10. So let's find out what Bigfoot's number 10 is.
Yeah, we're off to a similar start. I just want to say the one honorable mention that's not in the top 10 is The Happening. We can make fun of that one later. I wish it was better. We deserve better. But, I bet there was a little bit more of a vision that maybe just got misinterpreted. And I don't know. I'd like to watch it again, but I know you get left off a steep cliff.
I'll tell you what. Before you tell you number 10, my number 9 is actually The Happening. I did put second worst. I put it one step higher than The Lady in the Water, and the only reason I did that was I like the concept on nature getting revenge. Mm-hmm. I had no issue. I didn't mind that nature is getting revenge, is causing people to kill each other. Never, my biggest fucking issue is with The Happening was we all know the twist. We're supposed to be a twist, right? In the beginning of the movie, everybody starts walking backwards. So the movie at the end, I was ready for the twist. And all they fucking did was, in Europe, they show the people start walking backwards. And I was like, what the fuck? They did that in the beginning of the movie. So, I was looking for something, and I thought, that is the most dumbest, most... You know what I mean? It was like lazy. It was like, show me a twist. Show me they dump radiation or something in the grass. You're going to show me now in Europe they're walking backwards just like in America, and that's it?
That's horrible. I'll have to rewatch it even though it is horrible. But
it is. The concept was fine.
And you had good actors,
and I'm not saying if they had a better twist, it would have made the movie that much better. But it would have, dude, the bar was so low. Any kind of better ending would have raised it.
Right, 100%. And, but what's funny is my number 10 is actually Lady in the Water as well. And that was the last one that I needed to watch. And I've seen parts of it, years ago. And now I understand why I didn't really watch it in full. I'm really into mermaids and worlds under the water, so it's right up my alley. I love Shape of the Water, Creature of the Black Lagoon. But, man, I just started it. I watched it 2 days ago, I'm pretty sure. So this is the freshest one other than old. And, man, it was just so bland and blah. It went really nowhere. You said Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland, Mandy, and Color Out of Space, Nicolas Cage trio. Yeah. So good. And then Pig was good, too.
And then Lady in the Water, that guy's, lifting weights only, on one arm. And I just thought, I was like...
And Paul Giamatti was all right. He had a stuttering problem in it, and I understand everything has to be represented, but sometimes... I guess hire someone with a stuttering problem. When someone has to act like that, kind of takes away from it. It was interesting though. I love the lore behind it. It had a little bit of a Shyamalan text to it, but it was.
Happy birthday, Danelia! Happy birthday! You were going to see Old last night for your birthday. You got stuck. Getting stuck at a bar is not a bad thing. Getting stuck at a bar. If you got stuck at a bar, that means you're having a good time and all that. And if you have a choice, I think you should watch Pig over Old. But hey, everybody should watch it. I haven't watched Snake Eyes yet, but everybody I've heard said Snake Eyes is horrible. But I have to see it for myself. I'm curious now. So if I said my 9 was Happening because you mentioned it before, I'm curious what your number 9 is.
My number 9 is After Earth.
Yeah, that wasn't even on my list because it was above 14. So we were kind of similar.
Yeah.
Because, we kind of mentioned about After Earth. It was,
we're weeding out the bottom.
You know what?
The order.
I honestly did not know M. Night Shyamalan directed that movie until I saw this list. And I'm like, he did After Earth? I did not know.
Yeah, there's not much like deepness to it, you know. It's just a straightforward adventure story. It's kind of weird for M. Night to take an adventure like that,
You know
but
what? And that's
I like
that's what I was missing. But I think you're right. I think I was missing. You had the sci-fi. If you would have put a little bit of his flavor in it, it probably would have been higher.
Right. Wouldn't that have been cool if there was some kind of deep metaphorical twist to it all? Like maybe Will Smith, it was in his head or something, you know,
Well,
something.
when you watched Aquaman, when they're in that trench, you saw James Wan creatures, monsters, coming up in the trench scene when they got to dive into the water to that, secret place. James Wan put his flavor in parts of the movie Aquaman, like you're saying. I didn't see any flavor of M. Night Shyamalan in After Earth.
100%.
I didn't even know he directed it.
Yeah, there were those crazy like saber-tooth creatures, but yeah, that wasn't much M. Night. Yeah, I agree. I like it as an adventure movie. I didn't know it was his movie right when I watched it years ago, but then I found out. But yeah, it doesn't represent him very well.
Cage best film, Raising Arizona.
Oh, of course.
That movie is great. It's hard to say what I think his best because I loved him in Wild at Heart. Wild at Heart was another crazy ass freaking movie he
Wind
did.
Talkers is a good one. A war movie with him in it.
Oh, yep. Windwalker. That was good. He's done so many. I even enjoy his Ghost Rider. A lot of people didn't. I didn't mind Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I like Ghost Rider.
People got to remember Ghost Rider came out way before Marvel and Disney started their big thing. Ghost Rider is one of the stepping stones towards Marvel.
Yep.
Right before the Disney era. They don't get enough credit.
It got crapped on. Yeah, a lot of people reviewed the second one like horribly too, and it's unfair. People are just harsh on Nicolas Cage because it's cool to be harsh on Nicolas Cage, but now it's cool to be cool to Nicolas Cage, but we actually like it deep to our core.
Oh, he was. I mean, if you look at his movie career, it's because lately he hasn't. His movies aren't going directly to the movie theater, so we think that his career is over, but it's not. There's so many streaming services. There's so many things. Movies are being differently. I mean, you guys got to remember Nicolas Cage, Face Off. Those were awesome. Split the face.
100%. I liked him Next. He was a magician that went to Vegas and could see the future. I
mean, yeah, he actually does deserve more credit. So that was your number 9. Actually, and then if I go to mine, number 8, guys, actually, that's where I put Old. I put Old. I mean, like I said, I enjoy Old. I enjoyed the journey part and all that. It was cool seeing him back. Now, remember, guys, only because I put a number 8, it doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it's just you have to rank his movies in a certain way. And I think for me, guys, I think I told this to right before the show. I think the biggest issue that I have now with his movies is when we all saw The Sixth Sense for the first time, we all saw a twist for the first time because I wasn't even expecting the movie to be about a twist. And now you see movie after movie about the twist. I'm looking for the twist in the beginning of the movie. And you're picking up all the twists. So when you're watching the end, it's not a surprise because you knew, I don't want to say if you haven't seen it yet, but you saw why they're on the beach even in the first place. You kind of get the clues already because you're already looking for it. Like The Visit. A lot of people like The Visit. I said I like The Visit, but if you didn't know that the crazy people already killed the parents, then you shouldn't be an investigator. But it's that Old is my number 8, and I'm curious to hear what his number 8 is.
Mine is Glass. Because I really liked Glass with the convergence of Unbreakable and then Split and then Glass. A lot of people don't even know it's a trilogy, which is silly, of course. But yeah, I loved it. The convergence, and you have so many huge actors coming together. It's wild. And then seeing Bruce Willis's character come back, yeah, it's breathtaking.
No, I have that a little bit. It's on my list. It is actually in my top 10. So that's right. That's awesome.
Yes.
Let's go with your 7.
My 7 is The Visit.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna say right out the bat, my number 7 is The Visit.
Nice. I like The Visit, and I know there's different takes. I'm pretty sure he shot 3 takes of the movie, like one serious, one funny take, and then there was one just that I think they improv'd, and then he mixed them all together, and that's what the final version was. Pretty interesting take on it. But yeah, there was a lot going on in that movie.
I never heard that.
Don't come out after 8 o'clock. Yeah. Let me look that up real quick. I'll just look on the trivia section on his IMDb, and I'm pretty sure that The Visit and Mama definitely remind me of each other. But I'm pretty sure it's The Visit.
I'm right here. I just got to pour some water.
All right. Yeah, according to the statements made on Twitter, director M. Night Shyamalan prepared 3 different cuts of the film.
I'm back.
All right.
Water.
According to the statements made on Twitter, director M. Night Shyamalan prepared 3 different cuts of the film. One was pure comedy, another that was pure horror, and final one that fell somewhere in between. So, that's pretty cool. And it's the lowest budgeted movie he made. The original title was called Sundowning, and that's what our president does. He has to go to bed before the sun goes down because he starts to lose his mind.
Well, I know this is I know it's his lowest budget because the original studio that was doing his movies told him goodbye. They basically told him because he was losing money for them. And then Blumhouse is the one that took over. And Blumhouse says, we're going to give you a movie, but you only got $7 million to make.
Wow.
To make it. So Blumhouse is actually behind that movie. Now, Old is behind, I think, Universal. It's not by Blumhouse. But, Blumhouse, they only give you like $6-7 million. Like the last Halloween movie was only costing $9 million.
And then it makes 10 times that. See,
that's what's smart about Blumhouse. Even though if a movie only makes $20 million, well, it only cost it $5 million to make.
Right.
So they make a profit, But it's weird. But what's weird now is I don't know if this is breaking news for anybody. I don't know if people care, but who is it? Is it Netflix? I'm trying to think. No. Peacock. Peacock is owned by Comcast. Peacock just paid over $400 million to do 3 Exorcist movies for their streaming service, and they're bringing back the Exorcist girl. She's 88 now, but she's going to be older lady. And the thing is, what's weird is Blumhouse is going to be the company that's going to be making the 3 Exorcist for Peacock.
Wow.
What a stupid name that is, Peacock. I mean, that's a dumbass streaming service. And it's just weird because people are mentioning it. Wow, Blumhouse only does like 7, 8. They're kind of now playing with the big dogs in a way for a streaming service. So $400 million for 3 Exorcist movies. So
I'm pumped. It's going to be
scary. I don't know if that's breaking news for anybody, but that just came out today. It's the new streaming war, guys. I mean, everybody's buying IPs. I mean, that's the big thing. Buying IPs. I mean, they paying Robert Johnson of the movie the Knives Out. What is it called? Knives Out. The one he did Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Knives Out. They're paying him $426 million to make 2 more Knives Out for Netflix.
Wow. Those were fun movies. They were just easy, just a huge cast of all-stars just acting crazy.
But it's this big money. It's like, God Damn. Let us make a movie for one of you guys.
I know. Did you see The Hunt?
What's that?
Did you see The Hunt?
Yeah. They take the girl. There's a group and they hunt them like in the mountains, and the girl gets out. It's supposed to be like a political type of deal. It's supposed to be like Republicans are taking Democrats out, and then they hunt them.
Yeah,
it's on one of the streaming services, but I saw it at the movies. It wasn't bad.
What was the one movie? It's kind of like The Hunt that they have to kill them. They have to. It's like another hunting movie, but they have to kill them before.
There was one with Ice-T. There was one with Ice-T where he was a bum in the streets, and then they take him and they're gonna hunt him in the mountains and they let him go and run. But thing is, Ice-T was an ex-military.
That's awesome. And
I forgot what it was called. I know it was Ice-T. It wasn't Ice-T. It was Ice-T. God, I'm trying to type in Ice-T. It was they hunt him. Ice-T actor, and I remember. Let me see here. Ice-T. How come? Oh, here we go. Ice-T. Let me see his films. Surviving the Game, or is it Surviving the Game? Let's see. Was that it? Surviving the Game? I'm trying to look here. Maybe it was Surviving the Game.
Probably. That makes sense. That sounds cool. I've never seen it. I've seen a couple old Ice-T movies that were awesome. I'm trying to think what it was. One of them was. I think he helps Denzel in one movie.
Oh yeah. It is here. Let me share the screen. It is exactly. And he has that crazy son of a bitch in there that played Buddy Holly in a movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. Ice-T. Rutger Hauer is actually in it.
Wow.
Rutger Hauer and
the picture.
Let me see if there's a picture of, and they're all hunters. And then we see if they did a clip where
that's kind of like
there he is. They hunt Ice-T, and of course he was ex-military, but somehow in this movie ends up being a bum. I don't know how. It's 1994.
That looks awesome.
It wasn't a bad movie. It was actually pretty good because basically, kind of like The Hunt, they're all a bunch of rednecks, and they hunt bums. But just apparently, this bum is a ex-military guy that they didn't know. Right
oh my gosh! Did you see Ready or Not? The one with Samara Weaving that they have to kill the bride before the night ends, or the whole family.
Ready or Not was fucking good.
I love that movie. I love Ready or Not way more than like Knives Out. Like, those two got compared a lot, even though like one was, paranormal.
When we saw Ready or Not, I wasn't, expecting like the house blows up, she's walking out with all like blood, and then the thing is, people with Ready or Not, there's this like rich family, they have to do this ritual. If they don't, they'll die. So basically, they pick somebody to be like a sacrifice. And the sacrifice has to be within the game. So when they choose a game, they have to play it. But this girl fucks everybody up. But it is such a good movie. I was so shocked. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was like Pig. Came out of nowhere. I'm like, this is damn good.
That's awesome. You got to see Pig in theaters. I'm jealous of that. I got to see it at home, HD on my projector. But you got to see it in theaters.
Oh, today, I didn't know you could watch it from home.
Yeah, it was. I think it was VOD, so it means it was just streamable right away.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. It was just a Saturday night, and we said let's go to the movies, and because we went Thursday and saw Old, and like, well, I'm hearing every bad thing about Snake Eyes. And I kind of want to pick a movie for the wife. And I thought, I heard this artsy kind of a movie with Nicolas Cage, but I was like, fuck, this is more than an artsy movie. This is wow.
Pig. That's so funny. Yeah, it's kind of like a artsy, calm down John Wick. You know, people expect Nicolas Cage to be like yelling the whole time, but no, he's nice and quiet, very chill, very cool. I love Pig.
Oh, it is great. You know, and the funny thing is about our list, how so close our list is, because after we both picked The Visit, my actually number 6 is actually Glass. So my Glass is not so far off, and Glass is in a lot of ways it's brilliant in a way of when you think of like a Star Wars Part 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and even my M. Night Shyamalan has that like a 1, 2, 3, and it's part of that series. And we'll get into, because I know the one is going to be high on both of our list. I don't want to say the name of it yet, but I know there is going to be one that's high on that list. So, and he already explained The Glass. So I'm going to go straight to my number 5. My actually number 5 is The Village.
Heck yeah. So I still have to say 6 and 5, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. You give 7. You didn't give me your 6. I'm bad. Tell me your 6.
No worries. My 6 is Old, which I saw tonight with Tristan from Hidden Relief for his birthday, and it was awesome. We actually went to the caves and made some videos after work. I interviewed him about the Florida trip, the recap, and then he made a video of me reading one of my chapters in this cool Alamo cave, and then we walked along the river, looking for Bigfoot sign, and then we had to hustle back, and then I had to go to the bathroom, so I gave him some money, and I was like, yo, buy the tickets, because it was his birthday, so I was, paying for it. And then he gave me $10 back when we came back. I was like, yo, and I thought he bought his own ticket. I was like, bro, take the $10 then at least. But it was 2 for $10. You cannot beat that. And it was just awesome. Got Taco Bell after. It was legendary. And I actually did this urban legend. I got a video of it too. It was pretty crazy. On the way home, there's this street that goes behind AutoZone. And supposedly this lady and husband were fighting, and they crashed the car, and she died right by this fence. So if you flash your brights 3 times by the fence, she'll fly to your car. And so I'm parked to the side, and I'm halfway in the road, halfway in the ditch, and I'm doing it. And on the third one, I don't really see anything, but this car comes flying around the corner. So I had to end the video and then pull out. And that was the experience in itself. But it was interesting. But yeah, 6 is Old. And I loved Old. Like I said, just because it's midway on our list. I love all these movies.
It was cool. Like I said, the journey was interesting. It kept me going because, like, one moment the 2 kids are in a tent, and then they're walking out of tent, and then she's already like 6 months pregnant. Then 10 minutes later, she's actually having a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the kid who was just 6 years old a while ago is acting like a teenager. Like, I love her. I thought you don't get pregnant until the 10th time.
The 10th time. Yeah, that was so funny.
I got a kick out of that. Like they not rushed, but they're going through all the hormones
right
quicker. And I thought
their minds still developed, but you couldn't process it all.
And then what was also cool, because you didn't think about it, is when you get cut in this movie, they heal fast, because I can't remember if it's 3 to 7 years for every hour. How many years do they go every hour? I can't remember. Is it 3 or 7?
I think it was 7.
It was like 7. So when you get sliced, think about it, in real time, that's already a month past in a minute, or however the time works. So every time they get sliced, they're healing because there's a cool scene where the woman has cancer, and they actually had to keep their hands in there because the skin kept healing. And when they pull it out,
their fingers.
It heals quickly. So, like I said, it had a lot of interesting things. It was kind of cool.
100%. It had
I want to tell you guys how I felt at the end, but I don't want to spoil it if nobody's seen it.
Right. The cast was great, though. Alex Wolff, he was in Hereditary. He was in Pig. And he was in the Naked Brothers band back in the Nickelodeon days. And then the Asian dude, he played Miles on Lost, the greatest TV show ever.
Oh yeah.
And just the whole way it worked, man. The whole cast was just incredible. The pretty blonde girl with the calcium deficiency, man, her death was gruesome.
Yep.
The doctor, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Nyquist. I haven't checked out the.
He's a good actor.
He's a freaking great actor, yeah, and he was scary in it. You know, he was the one with the knife, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't want to be around this guy the whole time. Oh man, but yeah, it was awesome. And
the same complaint.
They like say, "Hey, what's your name and what's your occupation?" They go up to every kid on the beach and says that.
Yeah.
Like that's like what I would do.
I think the only complaint we both kind of had, not a complaint, that they didn't really flush out one of the characters that was already on the beach.
Yep.
They didn't say like how long he's been there, how long is this? Because since people are aging so fast, I mean, I'd be thinking that he was still almost fresh in age when they got there, but they never said how long.
Right. Like right away, he could have said, "Oh, I've tried a few times. That's why my nose is like, you know, I keep passing out," because his nose was bleeding. No one else's nose started bleeding. That's kind of weird.
No.
Maybe he kept trying to go in and in and in. That would make sense.
So if that was your number 6 and that was the number 8, like I said, they're still close within 2. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Unbreakable.
Oh, that's at number 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so you said your number 5? Did you?
My 5 was The Village.
The Village. Oh yeah. Well, you want to explain it a little bit?
Well, The Village is kind of cool about The Village is when you're watching it, it kind of has an old feeling like it's back in the day before Power, before all this, you know, and it's kind of a murder investigation in a way because there's supposed to be these creatures past these trees. You know, you're not allowed to go past the trees. You have these rules by these elders, and the elders, when you watch the movie, I mean, almost everybody's seen it. You know, the elders make sure to once in a while to have the creatures appear on purpose to get people to get scared again. If you think about it, a lot of people say that's what the government does. You know, they create fear to put you back in line. So in this movie, that's kind of what they did. Their own little government people, they're leaders of this group. They create fear to keep people on the inside. And then, of course, you know, it's not really, I mean, everybody got to see The Village. I mean, there's no, the twist is they're actually in modern day, but everybody had like reasons like a death, a shooting, there was a murder. So they all wanted to be, they want to get away from society. So the rich guy bought this land and he paid it where no planes, no nothing could go over. Nobody's allowed to go in there. So they were allowed to live a certain way where all the young people being born, they don't know there's an outside world because they can't go past the trees. And one of the people in this village got stabbed, and the only person they're going to send is the blind girl. So because in theory, she's not going to see what's out there. So, and it has Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep.
And he's the one that gets stabbed. That's like his fiance. You know, they're going to get married and all that in a lot of ways. So, and I know a lot of people didn't like the ending, but I never thought it was that bad of a twist because it makes sense, right? You want to escape life, kind of like Pig, right? You want to escape it all. You want to hide out. And if you got a guy who's that rich and powerful with that much money, I can see them pull that off.
100%. Yeah, The Village is a little bit higher on my list because I love The Village because I watched it as a kid. I still remember watching it for the first time. I didn't know M. Night Shyamalan for, you know, The Sixth Sense, for The Village. I was a kid. I was just watching the movies my parents rented, and those were some bangers. And it was so crazy, man, because I watched it and it was a twist. I watched it as those were the scary monsters, and that was just how the town worked. And I watched it as a very simple mind, just as the screen gave me. And then it shook my world because then I realized, like, oh my gosh, that can be done. That is happening to the real world, like, because it's all micro and macro.
Yeah. It's related to the real world. Fear is what keeps you in place.
100%. It's a very special movie, and Joaquin Phoenix, and
that's why it's in my top 5. I could tell that our top 5 we kind of know what's in our top 5 because they're like the best of the best.
100%. You know? A couple of his are no-brainer top 5s.
You know, so like
my 5 was Unbreakable, because I love Unbreakable, and I think Unbreakable must be a little higher on your list, of course, because same thing. You probably remember when Unbreakable first was released, and that was the first one of the trilogy. I picked up on it a little bit later, of course, but I still remember, seeing Unbreakable. I can't remember the exact first time. I can remember the exact first time watching The Village and watching The Sixth Sense, because I remember exactly where I needed to be.
Unbreakable is actually number 3 for me. Number 5 and 3 is not far away, because for me, before all the superhero stuff came out, before all the big superheroes and everything, you only had maybe Batman movies. There was the 80s Superman. So there wasn't really a whole lot of superheroes. And, I'm trying to remember, what year did Unbreakable come out? Let me just check for a second. I want to check for a second for a reason. Unbreakable. Let me see, what year was it? Okay, Unbreakable was 2000, because the only other kind of a anti kind of a hero kind of a movie you had, you could say maybe like The Crow, anti-hero that kills people. Beyond that, you really didn't have an anti-hero. When you saw Unbreakable the first time, this guy's learning that he's got strength, and it's probably the most realistic way of learning. Do you have certain strength? Because how do you know you're unbreakable, right? How do you know that if you get shot, it might bounce off? It took a train to crash where everybody dies but him.
Yeah.
I mean, because nobody else is unbreakable in this world, right? So you wouldn't know that you're unstoppable, except his kryptonite was the water.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody has a kryptonite, and it was the water. But what's brilliant about Unbreakable was the setup to learn where if you got somebody who's like this, there's going to be somebody who's down here. He's unbreakable. Glass, Samuel Jackson, is breakable.
Yep. But he has some mental powers. And what I love is that you end up finding out that Mr. Glass is responsible for, the train crash and everything that went wrong in Unbreakable. So it's like, oh my gosh, should he have this planned out and mapped out from the beginning, and then to cross with, of course, Split and
and that's the thing. That's why I didn't mind saying it was my number 3, because my number 4 is Split. Because Split, the acting in Split, that guy, I forgot who his name is.
James McAvoy.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
Should have got a fucking Oscar nomination, and I don't know how the hell they did not nominate that guy. He was just brilliant to play all these different characters in one body, like all these different voices. And I got to tell you, out of all his movies, I'm not saying it was a twist of a twist, but when you saw the ending of Bruce Willis, and this is a connection with Split to Unbreakable, it was fucking brilliant.
100%. Yeah, I have Split as my number 4 as well, because I love James McAvoy. He plays Charles Xavier in the new X-Men movies, but he's in one of my favorite movies called Trans. That is a true psychedelic movie that he steals an art painting, and then he gets hit in his head, and they have to go into his mind to find out where the paintings, and it's like worth $20 million. So they have to figure it out. But yeah, James McAvoy is truly talented. Oh. What's crazy is when I visited Ohio University, there's a place called The Ridges, and they had a lunatic there that had 23 different personalities in it. And they always said that Leonardo DiCaprio was investigating the role, and they were going to do like a serious role about this guy. But then the movie came out by M. Night Shyamalan about James McAvoy, Split, that he had 23 different personalities, and that movie is truly incredible. And it all ends with, you know, the beast, and he like transforms into an actual creature, and that shows like, what about these people that have split personalities? Are they able to manipulate their bodies that they could turn into a creature or some other type of being? I think so.
How did he not get nominated? That's just that kind of showed me how fucked up the Academy is, because this is superior acting. Listen, they'll give somebody an Oscar nomination for crying on screen. This fucking guy, like you said, like 26 different people.
Yeah.
And how do you? I don't know. I just couldn't get it. If
you want to see a good movie with him,
I like the Joker. Cool. I like the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix wins an Oscar for that, and I'm telling you, this acting in this movie was much better than Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker, which was good. Don't get me wrong, but that's how much I saying this guy got robbed.
Yeah, McAvoy was great in Glass too. Like he transformed his body in that. Like he's incredible, man. But yeah,
Glass wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as Unbreakable and Split was.
Right.
You know, keeping all three in the crazy asylum. I thought they could have done a lot more than just keeping them all together and all that.
I don't like
still good.
Sarah Paulson that much. She's kind of dry to me. Yeah,
that's what I mean. But think about, he was brilliant about M. Night Shyamalan. This was before all the big superheroes. I mean, he did it from the ground up.
100%.
You know, now you got The Boys, which is great. Got all those movies, but you got to go all the way back down to the real world look. You know, because The Boys, that's why everybody liked The Boys, because this is how they would be in the real world. You know, it's all about money, patches, you know, getting paid for all that. And then, you know, Unbreakable is from the bottom up.
Yep.
You know, it was just great. It was way before its time. And everybody got to get their, you know, take your hat off for M. Night Shyamalan for that. I mean, that was just great.
100%. The fact that he was able to still bring it full circle, and wow, you know, that was a treat for cinema fans.
You didn't see that coming with Split until the end with Bruce Willis. That's what I love about that. It's like, you didn't see it coming. Then you saw Bruce Willis like, oh, fuck, it's related.
Yeah. Like, oh. I remember being so excited.
And it's kind of cool if that's Unbreakable number 3, there's only really like 3 big movies left. I'm so curious what Bigfoot's number 3 is. So what is your number 3?
My number 3 is The Village. So that's the last one that I announced already. But yeah, I love The Village, and it's always stayed close to me just because I remember when my parents rented it, and, you know, watching it before the world went haywire and before, you know, my parents split, and just I miss those times of renting the movie on top of the hill on Boston Road at the convenient. You know, they had freaking VHSs, and then new DVDs were at Drug Mart, and wow, it's just incredible going back to those times.
This is awesome because we only got 2 movies left. And every movie we said on the list, we were only really like different by 2 numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, you know, if I say what my number 2 is, then you're kind of gonna know what my number 1 is.
Well,
so I'm gonna say it. For me, my number 2 is The Sixth Sense, and actually my number 1 is Signs. But I want to hear what his number 1 is.
Yeah, The Sixth Sense and Signs. It goes.
So what's your number 1?
No, yeah, The Signs. Number 1, it goes the bottom up. So The Signs is my favorite, and Sixth Sense is number 2. So we're on the same page, man.
That is awesome. And we didn't pre-plan this. We didn't pre-plan it. And the reason is, guys, The Sixth Sense was the original. I mean, it was the original. It was number 2 for me. You know, when you found out he was a ghost, I mean, that was awesome. I mean, that was awesome. That was everything you kind of want to see in the paranormal. But the thing is, why I put Signs is everything that I always wanted. I mean, you had aliens, you had the suspense, and you had the crop circles, you know, clues, the people putting on tinfoils on their head, you know, so don't read your mind, and the creatures. I mean, everything you wanted.
Right, and Joaquin Phoenix too, being like a pro baseball player that kind of fell out. Like, I love sports and I love, that minor league story, just that underground story. And he was like a failed out minor leaguer who moved back home and looked after the kids. Like, I envied that. And then the kid was Kyron Culkin, who's Macaulay Culkin's little brother, who's a freaking star. I think it was Kyron Culkin, but it could have been Rory Culkin. But the whole Culkin family, very, very talented. Great movie. And then, yeah, freaking Sixth Sense. Oh my gosh, the twist was so wild. And again, that was before I knew the Shyamalan twist. It was just a scary movie back then.
You were looking for a twist.
Right. I was just trying to survive, man, because I still remember the first time I ever saw Sixth Sense. I slept over my buddy Reggie Linderman's house, and he was on my football team. He's this black dude. He was awesome, man. And it was the first time I ever slept over a black dude's house. And so it was something new. And then we watched freaking The Sixth Sense with his family. And it was so terrifying, man. Misha Barton, she's from the OC. She's that little girl that got poisoned under the table. And she's just like foaming at the mouth. That scene really messed me up. And then when they were hanging from inside the school, that scene kind of messed me up too. But yeah, that movie stuck with me forever, and it totally makes sense that the twist, he gets shot at the beginning, so no wonder
you had to watch it twice on purpose because at first you're thinking he's a ghost. Did he not talk to anybody but the kid? So you're watching it twice. Like when he was at the mother's house, he did not talk to the mother.
Right.
He was just sitting in the chair. When in that church, he wasn't talking to nobody. And when he went to the restaurant to see his wife, when the wife took off, he didn't talk to her. He sat at the table. She didn't say anything back, and she just left. So, you watched it twice trying to see, holy shit, wow. He didn't talk to nobody in the movie.
Yeah.
And it was awesome about it. And the thing is, guys, and the only reason, guys, I put Signs number 1, 2, also because if you think about it, there was a little futuristic time travel that was involved in the movie too, because the movie was realistic where I'm not saying nobody is religious or not. I'm not making fun of any religious, but he's a religious priest or minister, whatever you want to call him, and you're seeing your wife die right in front of your eyes, right? And in your mind, you're asking yourself, I gave my life to God, and God is allowing this to happen. So you can see why he left the church, because he's blaming God for his life. But the conversation between him and his wife, telling him certain things that you can only know from the future. So it was awesome, not just with the aliens, is she's dying, but she's seeing a vision of telling him what he needs to do to tell his son-in-law or brother-in-law to do this. What Chocolate and Cheese wrote right here, the big swing away. And then it was not like that it was a twist, but it was a kind of a twist of she's telling him visions from the future. So this movie had future in it. It had the brilliance, like you said, like if you guys know about AAA, in AAA baseball, there's a lot of like great, fantastic hitters. But some of these hitters never make the big leagues because they can hit every ball except the ground, or what do you call it? The curve.
The curveball.
Some of them can't even hit the curve.
Yep.
They get out. And in this case, he can hit the ball, home runs, farthest than any other hitter. But the thing is, his character, and it happens in real AAA, that they swing at everything. So even though they hit the most home runs, they also have the most strikeouts.
It's the balance, man. It's horrible. I know it too. It's the tale of two cities that happens every hitter, man. You go through slumps and you have triumphs. And swing away. It's a legendary term, in horror history, and it's a scary movie. When they're in the pantry and they have that knife and they're looking at the reflection. Oh man, it's amazing. And I look at it as her having that advice shows that her death actually had some kind of meaning, and that everything has meaning, and that God planned that, and for the bigger purpose. So you know, it was God telling him like, hey, you know, I had a bigger plan, and you know,
God gave her the vision.
hopefully you can accept it.
And what's so brilliant what M. Night Shyamalan did is how there's a scene where he cut the fingers off of the alien in that one house, which was played by M. Night Shyamalan. That was him.
Yeah.
And when the aliens had to leave, the aliens left all the damaged aliens. All the aliens got fucked up. So because of him chopping the fingers off, that was the alien that was holding his son before they swing away, because he cut his fingers off in that house. I mean, that was some brilliant writing. Like, that would make sense, right? If you're an alien race, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not an alien. We don't go to other planets. But if you had to leave a planet, you probably would leave your wounded.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty crazy. I'm gonna have to rewatch that, of course. Now, just after watching and completing the Shyamalan twist. Well, actually, we still have to watch Wide Awake one day, the Rosie O'Donnell. That was one that we haven't touched on. So that's not funny. We have very similar lists than the one we haven't watched. Did you also know that M. Night Shyamalan wrote the screenplay to Stuart Little?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. And then he also was a ghostwriter to She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. Pretty classic.
See, there's Wide Awake, number 13. See, when I saw this list, I'm like, Wide Awake? How come I've never even heard of this?
Very early movie. Glad.
And like this one, Prayer with Anger. I think that's one of his short movies.
That's his very first movie, Prayer with Anger. Yeah, I wish Lady in the Water was better. Paul Giamatti.
He also what's it called? I'm trying to think what it's called.
His TV show?
Yeah, on Apple TV.
Servant, bro.
Servant.
That crap is crazy.
He doesn't direct it. He's just like a showrunner.
Yeah. He helped write it too. He's directed a few episodes.
Yeah, I watched the first full season.
Me too.
And I enjoyed it with the weird baby that's not a baby and all that. Now the second season, I only watched a couple episodes. It's so weird because I think that show, they should have done it where they just wrapped it up in one season. But I haven't watched the full second season. I saw the first full season, and I'm wondering if they should have just finished it all in one season.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling because it's such a weird and surreal show that, like, I don't remember all the details. And I watched the first episode of the second season, and I was just like lost. I was like,
"What the me?"
So I have to rewatch it. I have to rewatch it all just in a row. Like, literally, that's what I'm gonna do. And anybody that doesn't have a clue what we'll talk about, M. Night Shyamalan is called Servant. It's a TV show. Toby Kettle, the rock and roller, and then Ron Weasley from Harry Potter, the red-haired dude. He is the main character, well, one of the main characters in it, and it is crazy. This mother has an accident with the baby, and the baby dies, and then she has a mental breakdown. So the brother and the husband, the brother of the wife and then the husband, give a little fake baby and say it's real, and then it actually becomes real. Whew. And then they hire a nanny that is from a cult that brings this thing to life. I don't even know, man. It's like one of the weirdest shows ever, and that's awesome. I love those.
Part of a cult. She's from a cult, and then the husband of the house, he loses his smell.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Winters.
And the woman actress is just crazy. But the only thing I'm worried about is the reason I haven't finished the second season is it's a good story, but are they going to draw it out? You know, are they going to keep drawing it out? I don't know if you guys remember this TV show.
This will probably be the last season.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this TV show. There's a TV show called The Killing, and it's about one murder case. And I thought they should have finished in the first season. Then they draw it out to a second season. And it's like, you know, when you do a story, there's got to be a cutoff line. Not, you know, there's some stories you could go further, like the TV show Lost.
Yep.
But there's certain ones where you're dealing with a baby, dealing with the cult, you're getting a little bit too much, and it's like,
yeah, it started getting real weird. Like, remember, because the mother is a newscaster, and like she interviewed her before, and they met in the past. Like, it's crazy. I can't wait to finish the second season, honestly, and then I'll give a fair assessment. But yeah, it's crazy, and it's cool that me and you both watched it. Because guess what? 95% of the people in both of our lives have not even heard of that show.
Well, I like the concept. The baby, it's a plastic, and then there's a real baby. Who is this nanny? Where is she coming from? But I just thought they should have just finished that storyline in the first season. Because now I'm afraid that if I'm going to invest in the second, they're going to drag it out to the third, to a fourth.
They might. Hey, it might even pick up. It might make sense to. So I guess we'll have to come back and do the servant breakdown one day. Have you seen C, that Jason Momoa show on Apple TV? It's called C, SEE.
Yeah, where they're all blind and they have the two kids.
I like that one.
They're the only ones that can see, and then the enemy wants them dead because they don't want the people that can see to come back.
Yep. And they're like looked at as like gods and prophetesses because they could see. Yeah, that show is a good one too.
Yeah, Apple TV, they have some decent stuff on there. I mean, Amazing Stories, the old Steven Spielberg series that used to be on the 80s or 90s. I can't remember. I mean, that was pretty good. I'm trying to think of. This might sound off the wall. I really like Ted Lasso. I'm sorry, guilty pleasure, man. Ted Lasso. I like that show.
I have not seen much Ted Lasso. Maybe like with my grandpa back in the day, but not since I've been an adult.
Well, Ted Lasso is a series on Apple TV that just came out last year.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like an old Western.
No, it's actually.
I've definitely not seen Ted Lasso.
It's actually charming. I don't know how to explain it. It is so charming that a European soccer team, the woman gets divorced from her ex-husband, and he wants to piss him off so much that she hires like a kind of a AA Hick-Billy college football coach to doesn't know anything about soccer.
I know what you're talking about now.
Coach a major soccer team, and I'm like, this might
be the main character. Isn't it like Jason Sudeikis or something?
Yeah, and it sounds dorky, but when you watch it, like, holy shit, this touches me.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'll have to watch one episode. Yeah.
It's weird. It actually touches me. I'm like, this fucking show's got heart.
That's
wow.
funny.
And they're only 20 minutes episodes. They're only 20, 30 minutes episode. I don't know if you guys remember this old TV series. Friday the 13th movie. There was actually a series on TV called Friday the 13th. But it wasn't about Jason. It was the same producers and all that. Friday the 13th is where they had all these evil. They had like a museum of all this evil stuff that they had to keep away, kind of like the Warrens do, the Ed and Lorraine Warren, where they had a basement where they keep all the haunted stuff. In the TV show Friday the 13th, the nephew and the daughter, they took over, and they didn't know they're supposed to do this. They sold everything. They sold every haunted item from their basement, and then the show's about them going back to get back the haunted things. When they go trying to get it back, there's murders, there's things that has happened. I don't know if you guys ever remember the Friday the 13th TV series.
I've never seen it. That sounds awesome.
Oh, you never heard? Let me see here. I'm gonna type in Friday.
I'm sure Sharktacon Gnaw and
Friday
Chocolate and Cheese and Hobbs and probably Lockbeard have all probably seen it. Maybe even Chris Hurley, the walking legend.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if they're maybe I'll Google
Holmes and Tales of the Crypt.
Friday
and New Jersey
the 13th TV.
and Hannah Montana. I like the Disney Channel. I came up during the prime of the Disney Channel when the movies were dope. Like The Luck of the Irish, Smart House, Brink.
In 1987. Yeah, they actually had 3 seasons, 1987 to 1990.
Wow.
Yeah, let me see if there's images here. I'll show you guys.
The only movie that M. Night Shyamalan doesn't make his cameo twist in is in The Visit. He does not make a twist.
Oh, he doesn't. You're right.
Pretty wild.
13th series. It's where, like I said, they sell. I remember this girl here that's in the series. She was in the Friday 13th Part 6. She was the one that dies in that Volkswagen where when they meet Jason on the street in the mud.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then
so she plays a big role in the show, but then she just dies in the movie.
Yeah, I think this came out right after that movie, and then when they made the series.
That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other cool images. I mean,
I love crossovers, you know.
Well, it wasn't bad. It wasn't about Jason and all that. It was just they sold everything, and everything's haunted, and they got to get it back because it's killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And it lasted 3 seasons.
Right now, Pig is the 3rd most popular movie on Letterboxd, the app. Guys, if anybody has Letterboxd, search Bigfoot Anon. I rate all the movies that I watch so you guys can see what movies I watch in real time. Popular this week is Black Widow, Old, Pig, Fear Street, Space Jam, Fear Street, Loki, Luca, Quiet Place, Inside, that Bo Burnham movie. I got to see Bo Burnham live at Bowling Green. It's awesome.
Freddy Krueger had a series too. That's right.
Midsummer, Parasite, Cruella, Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker, Gunpowder Milkshake, and Fight Club. You usually see Fight Club and Midsummer up always in the top popular movies. But yeah, if anybody has Letterboxd, please follow me on there because it's an awesome app. I have 4,400 followers on there. So
I never even heard of Letterboxd.
Yeah, Letterboxd with a D at the end. You'll have to you can get the website too, but it's awesome on your phone as an app. You should definitely do it, and I'll follow you because you can rate movies and review them. I have rated 2,288 movies. So I've watched 2,288 movies that I've reviewed on here. Not reviewed because you can leave your actual review, like you write it, or you could just rate out of 5 stars. So I've rated out of 5 stars 2,288 movies. That's a lot compared to a lot of people. But I watch movies every day, every single day.
I remembered that, buddy. I think I recall a 1-900 number phone to call in after the show to hear Freddie's jokes or something. You are right. There was a 900 number, and you called, and he tells you a story or something. That's when the 900 numbers were huge in the 90s. Where and I remember everybody used to sneak to people's phones and make these 900 calls until one day your parents get a phone bill and say, "What the fuck is this? Who's making these phone calls?" It was like $5 a minute.
Yeah, I wish I did that. There is some cool phone numbers that you could call still, and like there's cursed ones and ones you can talk to scary people. There's cool websites. You and your brother should do an episode on that. Shout out to the Sabrina Spooky Bell family. She does a bunch of those. So she does like urban legends and calls haunted numbers. Very cool. I kind of wanted to do some of those for TikTok.
Pulling up IMDb, I'm just curious on his producer stuff. So, like you said, there's Servant right there. He did Servant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see there if he
has that one coming out too at the top. That's the next one coming out.
Labor of Love.
It sounds weird. He's just a producer.
Yeah, Labor of Love. A widow embarks on a cross-country trip on foot to prove his love for his late wife.
Hey, he's directing it too, so that's going to be it. That's the next one.
Yeah, he's writing it and everything, yeah.
Good for him. Do you remember the M. Night Shyamalan prank that happened? He was like part of a prank for the Sci-Fi Channel, and I think it was the village, but he like fell in a pond and he died. And they pranked everybody that they thought he died. It was a crazy big thing back.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was underground. You remember fear tactics?
Yes.
When they used to scare people? Yeah, it was like in that era.
Yeah, fear tactics where they took it to a whole new level.
That was awesome. It was like punked, but it was scary stuff.
Yeah, and then okay, there's fear tactics, and then there's another one almost like fear tactics that the kid from Stranger Things does on Netflix.
Oh wow, I've never seen that.
Yeah, what is that? Hey guys in the chat, what's that? There's been 2 seasons of it so far with the kid from Stranger Things, the one with
the handicapped kid.
Yeah, what was that called, guys? Because it's actually pretty good. I was on like Fear Factor where they take it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Stranger Things. What's that kid's name?
Some weird name. He's a good actor in Stranger Things, but I don't think he'll ever be good in really any other roles.
Let's see here. Stranger Things. Let me see if I can find that kid.
Chelsea Talmadge, the red-haired girl from season 1, she came to one of my plays when I was in the Butch Queen, the Bad Habits play.
Is that him? Gatton? That picture.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him.
Okay, that is him. Let's see here. Let me see here. Stranger Things, Hump, Waffle, Green, Angry Kate, Blacklist. Oh, where's the one? Oh, Prank Encounters. Prank Encounters.
I hope he proves me wrong. Just, for the record. I hope he proves me wrong, and I hope he has a successful acting career. But I think he was just typecasted for Stranger Things because he has a disability and it works.
Yeah, Prank Encounters is on Netflix, and he does. It's like Fear Factor. He hires these actors, and they play where they punk people. But I mean, there's some good shit in it. I mean, aliens, creatures, monsters, zombies.
Okay.
I mean, it's actually decent.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. It's called Prank Encounter, and it's been out the last 2 years, so it's not old.
Dope. Yeah, I'll check it out. When the time comes, I'll keep it in my head. But that's cool knowing that there is like zombies and weird.
Oh, was that the number? It was called 1-900 Elm Street. That what it was? Wow, that's good. That's good. A TikTok Chinese social media.
Yeah, it's all TikTok or it's all Chinese social media. The American government is clearly, in bed with, the Suzukis.
Oh yeah, I got in trouble with those calls.
China is in Mexico and Canada right now, guys. They're closing in on America. I hope you guys know that. So just enjoy what we got.
What's going on? What's closing down in Canada?
No, they're closing in on us. They have Chinese troops up in Canada and in Mexico, and they're setting in to invade America.
Hey, nothing was surprising.
Yeah, that's just fact. If anybody questions it, like, bro, just give it 2 weeks. Like,
I mean, we live in a comic book world. I mean, there's nothing that's not surprising. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just
100%.
We live in such a crazy freaking world, and it's just every day you hear something different. It's why sometimes I don't even watch the news anymore because all you hear is negative, negative, negative.
100%. It's horrible.
And then
I haven't watched the news in years.
And then, guys, I'm gonna share the screen because you guys need to come back tomorrow. I'm serious about this, and I'm just not here trying to promote a show for tomorrow, but doing a show tomorrow. You see here, let me make it bigger. Well, you guys can see it. And have you seen Bigfoot? More than 23,000 sightings have been reported in the U.S. this year alone. But what's cool is we got a lot of guests going to be on tomorrow. I mean, for sure, Bigfoot always comes on. He's available. Sometimes you get called into work and stuff. But if he's at home, he comes on. We got a group called another YouTube channel called Tippa TV. These two people actually did an interview with Bigfoot on their channel, which was an awesome interview. What's cool about Tippa TV is they're a lot like this channel, Gypsy Road itself, because they just don't investigate Bigfoot. They investigate paranormal, Bigfoots, UFOs, everything. So tomorrow we're gonna talk Bigfoot, but we're gonna try to bring in the UFOs element along with it, because the UFOs and Bigfoot sightings have all increased this year. Okay, it's all increased. Now, is there a reason why? We're going to hear everybody's opinion, because at the end of the day, it's all about an opinion. And we might actually have some other guests that might stop by. You know, we let the word out. You know, I can't guarantee it, but even if the other guests don't come on, Tippa TV.
Oh yeah, we'll have a lot of us in here. You know, we're gonna have Dr. Wu, Gypsy Road, Eric, Bigfoot and then Tippa TV. So we got what, 5 of us right there. That's half a dozen and a half right there. But yeah, I'm super excited because Tippa TV, they have some wild expeditions on their channel. They go randonauticing a bunch, and they run into some strange things, and they have cool equipment, and they're pretty fearless. And it's a husband and wife, I'm pretty sure. They're a couple, and they're very cool and groovy. And yeah, my interview with them was super cool. And they link up with Rooted Expeditions a lot. Zach from Rooted Expeditions. So Eric, when you talk to them next, or if you want to send them a message tonight, tell them that Rooted Expeditions is invited as well, because they work very closely together. And since we're opening the door to people who are open-minded and like-minded in the cryptid research, the door is open for him.
Yeah, and guys, here, that's Bigfoot's channel right here. Bigfoot.
Yes, everybody, please subscribe. I am trying to get past 1,000 subscribers so I can start going live on my channel and getting some monetization and putting gas in my car. I've been siphoning from all my freaking neighbors for the last 3 weeks. And, I think they're catching on. So my time is limited here. Yeah,
guys. I mean, and I give you both their YouTube channels. Check out the YouTube channels before tomorrow and check out some of their videos and say, hey, maybe there's a question that you see in Bigfoot's video that you want to ask tomorrow. Check it out. I mean,
did you see my cool video from this morning about visiting the Zombie Earth Mansion? It was pretty wild.
I know. I thought I saw a video. You said something about shout out to your mom.
Yeah, that was yesterday's video. Cliff Brackman from Finding Bigfoot. He did a video for my mom. But today's video was I went to a mansion that is on the front cover of Zombie Earth. That one zombie book that we actually mentioned on a couple of our episodes in the past. But yeah, Tippa TV, they do incredible research.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to guys. This Tippa TV, exploring the saddest abandoned time capsules. Okay, learning Bigfoot with Gary Spikes. Screaming Tunnel. I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff here. It's they talk about everything, and that's what I want to hear tomorrow, because I personally feel that everything's connected. I feel that. I want to know if they feel that. And if everything's connected, I want to hear all sides. And then if you go here, and then you go to Bigfoot's channel, himself, there's the found zombie. I remember seeing that, because I remember we talked about this book before when you had a guest on, and you found the actual place.
Yeah, I found the mansion, and I had to call Steven up himself and confirm it. And, he did. So it was awesome.
And then, we are going to be talking about his one video about the Bigfoot, they found, footstep. We're going to break that down tomorrow. I want to hear Tippa TV's, I'm not saying I'm going to say it's fake or real, but I want to hear everybody's opinion about it. That's what I mean. We're going to break down a lot of different videos.
Heck
guys,
yeah.
there's a lot of good videos, a lot of good people out here, and check these out tonight, and then tomorrow. You know, do you have a question for Bigfoot after you saw one of these videos? You know, I try to answer everybody's question in the chat if I see it. And a lot of you guys know if I miss it, you'll just repost it, and we'll try to get all these questions answered. So you guys need to check that out.
100%, man. I drop new videos every single morning. Chris Hurley, you'll be there. Heck yeah, we'll be looking for you, the walking legend. Again, he investigates some of the strangest stuffs all around the panhandle because he just walks everywhere, and he'll pop up and surprise you. Today I was delivering some package to FedEx at the dollar store, and boom, I hear the walking legend coming from the back. And I don't know how he knew it was me, but, you know, it was pretty wild.
Yep. And then the last thing, guys, I'm broadcasting live on the Gypsy Road channel and the Horror Talk channel. You know, sometimes I'm wondering, should I do that? Because it looks like there's no views for it. But you know, I do both. But on my Horror Talk channel, you know, that's where these shows are broadcast on both channels. But my music video is only on the Horror Talk channels. Music videos, I do a lot of movie reviews. All my movie reviews are only on my Horror Talk channel. And the only reason, guys, I don't put music videos because sometimes music videos can get you a strike. I'm not saying they will, but sometimes they can. So I keep that away from my Gypsy Road channel, just to be on the safe side.
100%. Yeah, you don't want that getting taken down because YouTube already tries to bind the truth too much, you know, and censor us. So, yeah, you don't want to give them the keys to that car.
And I've been exploring different kind of music because some people said one person's complaint was, Eric, you do too much rock and roll music in your music videos. I'm like, well, to me, rock and roll music works best with horror. But I heard that. I took the challenge.
Yeah.
I took the challenge. So if you look at my last 3 music videos, Debbie Gibson, Boy George, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Now, of course, David E. Roth, but I did a No Doubt. So I have been, I did a Chuck Berry one. There was a Chuck Berry music video, so it's not like all metal and rock, but.
And you can always do a little bit of hip hop, like picture this, I'm in a dark room with boards over the windows. Last person I talked to was years ago, I'm in limbo. I'm hungry, I'm lonely, got TV but no cable. Last person I talked to was years ago, I'm still stable.
And I guess I should, you know what? That's a good one. Foxfire 3. I never told anybody about Odyssey. What he's talking about there, guys, is every show that is on the Gypsy Road channel automatically goes over to the Odyssey channel. Every single one. And so if for whatever reason, you know, worst case scenario, we don't want this to happen, but for whatever reason, if these channels ever get taken down, every single video is also on Odyssey. So if I share the screen, and I recommend for you, a Bigfoot, to sign up with Odyssey. And what you do is you sync it with your YouTube. So whatever video you put on YouTube will automatically transfer over to Odyssey too.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. And
without you doing anything. So everything I've done, you can see here, all these are on my YouTube channel, but they automatically.
That'd be nice for me because that's a whole nother platform of people that, you know, just aren't using YouTube for various reasons. Some countries, you know, their YouTube limitations are just through the roof. So yeah. They use this. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
and I only have 1 follower, and that's phosphorus. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to get followers on Odyssey. I do Odyssey to make sure that if something gets taken down here, all my content is there.
Right. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah, and you don't have to do anything. You don't. It just automatically syncs it itself. It's kind of cool. Catch you all later. Look for show tomorrow. Yeah, Dark Glass. we're gonna wind down now anyway. But I just wanted to show Odyssey because I don't tell anybody about it, but it is my backup channel. People have backup YouTube channels. I don't need to do that. My backup channel is on Odyssey. You can actually do live shows at Odyssey too. So I guess worst case scenario, YouTube gets taken down. But even though these live shows here are also on Twitch, Twitter, DLive, Facebook. So I mean, I'm multi-screen of five channels.
You have to pay per month, right, for StreamYard to do that?
To stream to 3 and above, yeah, you do.
Nice.
Yeah, and I do that just because I hate the Yardarm StreamYard logo. I don't like your logo, and then you can actually download your videos from StreamYard if you subscribe, and it allows you to multi-screen. So it's a 1 yearly thing. So like you said, we're not making no money. You and I, we're not making no money on these channels, but I do spend my own money to make sure that I can multi-screen and all that. It comes out of my own pocket. I do have a few people that has actually joined the Gypsy Road channel, like Hobbs, Danielle. They joined, but if I think about money-wise, YouTube's been a loss for money. I'm not making money off YouTube at all. But I do because I love it. I'm not doing it for the money. But if I can make some money on it, of course. I mean, who wouldn't? But I have fun just talking to everybody. I have fun talking to you. Tomorrow and have fun talking to people around the world because, I mean, yes, there's issues with YouTube. Don't get me wrong. There's people talk about censorship, but beyond the censorship, what other formats that you get to talk to people from around the world?
Right. It's truly something special.
It is. I mean, I'm talking to you, my brother, when he comes on the show from the UK. I mean, what if it wasn't for these social media formats, we wouldn't be able to do this. So that's why I don't complain too much about YouTube and all that, because I get to talk to everybody from around the world. I never get to do that before.
Yeah, YouTube has came a long way, and it is truly special. And I look forward to it every week and, seeing the comments. And I do it for, the future because I love these shows and I love shows just like it on YouTube, just finding like, the top 15 Easter eggs in, M. Night Shyamalan movies. So I would be that same person, looking up this type of movie. So I do it for that. And I have so much fun too. Time flies when you do it. And, it just lives on forever. And looking back at the playlist and seeing like, Jeepers Creepers, Annabelle was Michael Myers, Supernatural. Like we've done a lot of cool episodes, and it's taken us around the world and back, and it's truly special.
Yeah. So beyond that, guys, I think we're going to end it here because tomorrow's going to be a big show. I'm trying to find a lot of stuff. And right before it, remember, Bigfoot's got books.
Yeah, check out the book, guys. If this is the video of ours that hits 1 million views and not our normal community, check out the books. Eerie Swamps, Road Trip to Eden, Big Brother, Bigfoot, Monsters and Mysteries, Around the Corner, Connor Flynn on Amazon, Bigfoot Anon on YouTube, and then Bigfoot Anonymous on Instagram and TikTok. Definitely follow me. I'm trying to break 10K on TikTok. I'm at like 7,700 right now. Let's get there before the end of the year. We got
TikTok. I have 31 people.
Hey, you just got to follow more people.
I know, but I haven't done. I don't do a lot of things yet on it, so I understand why I only got 31. I need to do more stuff, and
drop the right hashtags too. Like use some of the trending hashtags, and then use a couple of your own, like paranormal and haunted and stuff like that. You should just do Mandela Effect videos. I saw a bunch of Mandela Effect videos on TikTok. Like, just make that your Mandela Effect.
I can. Mandelas are fun to talk about. They're kind of fun things, but they do get a little boring too. That's why I love talking about everything. It's just fun talking about everything. Sometimes on TikTok, I'll do what I call my morning thoughts. I know it sounds gay and stuff, but sometimes I'll walk my dog in the morning and I'll do a fast minute video on what my day is going to be like. I don't have a whole lot of stuff on TikTok, but I do have an account, and I do plan to do more things on it. You know, here, let me see here. Let me see. This is embarrassing for my TikTok, but you know, I do have a TikTok, and let's see here. View profile. I guess that's how I do it. See, I got you know 31 followers. I got.
Heck yeah, your videos are getting multi-hundreds though. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know? That's solid.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah,
Like your
you know,
your TikTok videos are getting more views than some of our 2-hour shows on Horror Talk. And that just shows that really it's just algorithm, you know?
Yeah, you know.
And your cute dog. He was the star of your TikTok for a year.
All right. You know, you know, that's where I started. And, you know, one day on TikTok, I decided to do a cat and 627.
Wow.
You know, it's fun. You're right. I did some stuff like hear me underneath the sink.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what happened?
Your brother would be good on TikTok because he's crazy. Oh my gosh.
I know. I hate working on
it. It would have
sink.
been great if it sprayed you in the face.
I know, right? I know. You know, like I said, I was actually doing something every day, but I kind of stopped. But I'll get back into it. But beyond that, guys, I think we talked enough. I want to get ready for tomorrow. Beyond that, I'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Peace, man. Rent Zillafoot. I'm in it.
Rent it now.